That's right, folks. It's another late night and time for another reach into the Just Giggle It grab bag. And tonight we're pulling out. You don't deserve this. Just Giggle It sketch number 70, written, directed, and edited by who else but Joshua Thomas. Yeah. Take it away with this one.
Dragon, I think this lived up to the hype. It's one of the most recent JGIs that we've gotten, and it's also the finale for our Poncio month, if you will.
Our Poncepalooza, one may say.
And yeah, Dragon, I mean, I think this one was really, really fun. What I love about this one, Dragon, is that it was very, very straightforward. This is I've said this before on the show, but I'm not just like sucking kneecaps here, Dragon. This is the type of humor that should be on SNL.
You're darn tootin'. Also, hi to Demona B in the comments section. Welcome.
Demona!
Yeah! But yes, Steve, you're absolutely right. We've said it a number of times, and yes, we're sounding like a broken record, but I mean, come on. This is like something sometimes you gleam on SNL, but this is like in full view of like, yes, it's something that's putting trust in a performer. I mean, Joshua Thomas was gracious enough to loop us in on some of the background on this one. I'd like to share that now, if I may.
Yeah, go for it.
Joshua Thomas.
Do we, Dragon? Do we deserve it?
No, but we're going to anyway. Talk about it anyway. We don't deserve this. Okay, no, I'll say this. So it's kind of funny. When I was watching this, I was thinking it felt very, did this feel very heightened-esque to you?
Heightened. Yeah, for sure.
Is the fun fact is I was feeling that when I was watching, and Joshua Thomas confirmed that this was basically he pulled. I love the fact that he has like a recipe of comedy, and in his recipe of his Rolodex of recipes of Just Giggle It comedy, he has Poncio and Katie Garland. Like pairing these two together and just kind of letting them go wild. That's essentially that's one of the comedy recipes for Just Giggle It, and it absolutely proves itself here. If we learn nothing from brother sister serious talk, if we learn nothing, these two paired together, it's going to be wonderfully hilarious. And basically, what he wanted to do, yeah.
No, I was just gonna say, like, this is even a step above brother sister serious talk, because this is just so funny all the way through. Dragon, brother sister serious talk is essentially one gag, and this is two, but they do so many things with it. They just explore it in so many different ways, and we'll talk about it. It's like kind of a great culmination of what we've been talking about on the grab bag so far, with the with the build up and the twist in the expectation, and how Just likes to kind of like go like, they like to go a step beyond, Dragon. They like to kind of to make a very dated reference to the early 2000s. They like to kick it up a notch, like Emerald. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Bam.
Bam.
Lots of bam. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, I mean, Joshua Thomas kind of confirmed the heightened thing, saying it was sort of like a mini heightened, way, because there's a lot of there's the heightened in question is a lot of Katie Garland in real life, like basically the love of a certain celebrity, and there's a love of a certain celebrity and the love of Friends references. That's all Katie Garland. So that's all kind of stemming from truth. There, all that's kind of in the DNA. That's very heightened-esque. It's kind of like a mini version of heightened, and the majority of it is. Again, I don't know if Josh Jones was kidding about this. I hope I'd like to think he wasn't, because I just love this idea for a sketch. Basically, one of the main driving forces of this sketch is to prove the power of Poncio with one line, just to prove how amazing Poncio is by giving him essentially one line for the majority, and seeing how we might, from what I understood, Poncio improvised all the different variations and iterations of "You Don't Deserve This." It's just kind of Poncio really digging deep, and Joshua Thomas has sworn up and down that this one is basically like it's Alex Poncio like on the screen as much as you can get him in terms of his sense of humor. It's like, like all the comedies, like it's like not really directed comedy towards like how to say a line or like getting him to that place. It's kind of Poncio like kind of running wild. I imagine pitching gags. I'm not entirely sure, but in saying that it's Poncio's humor, I presume like he's coming up with the setups and everything for each of the little cutaways. That's my presumption.
Got it.
Oh, that's great. And here's a little update for Just Giggle It that it is very Poncio related. So what a wonderful way to kind of cap off our Poncio Palooza then to kind of share some Poncio related news that Just Giggle It has wonderfully passed on to us to pass on to the rest of the viewing audience here. Poncio is actually writing and producing a few long form horror comedy projects for Just Giggle It that will be released early next year.
Oh wow, interesting.
Yeah, I'm very intrigued by this. I can't wait to see. Basically, we're definitely gonna have a wealth of Poncio in the nearby future, and it sounds like something really Poncio reliant, which is gonna be really interesting because last time we've seen a few things that are done specifically by Ponce that really just kind of felt again really dialed into him and really dialed in again kind of into those sensibilities. Like I'm thinking back to the Halloween one we did, the Dark and Creepy, the Darkest Hour podcast. I'm pretty sure Poncio wrote that one. It was a Poncio, it was kind of a Poncio-driven sketch. That was wonderful. All right, but yes, on the whole, this one it just kind of came out of the blue. Number 70s, came out of the blue most recent. I'm pretty sure this is just kind of them with the new production cycle. I'm pretty sure this is them kind of diving into the fourth season that they teased earlier on. I think we're in the season 4 of Just Giggle at this point.
Nice. So it's like a lot of synergy here. God, why couldn't I say that word? Synergy here, Dragon. I like it.
Yeah.
All right.
So, well, before we go on, we should also shout.
Oh yeah, of course. So Dragon, beyond the glory that is Catwoman, do you know who the 2 best DC characters are?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
I'm sorry, I'll explain the Catwoman joke off air.
Okay.
So the 2 best DC characters, in a lot of people's opinion, are Harley Quinn and the Joker. That's right, folks. It's not the heroes that draw us to a story sometimes. Sometimes it's the villains. And Harley Quinn and the Joker, just my God, what a layered, complex, fascinating relationship and dynamic. The 2 of them together are really interesting. The 2 of them apart are incredibly compelling. So with that in mind, Dragon, why don't you tell them about something that Just Giggle It has produced that includes both of these incredibly mind-blowing characters? Yeah.
Folks, I'm going to keep it simple here. If you love Batman, but more so if you love Batman's long-running dynamic with the Joker, and by proxy, the very fascinating dynamic Joker has with Harley Quinn, look no further. Just Giggle It has just the show for you. That show is Harley Quinn and the Joker versus the real world. Essentially, we take those iconic characters, and you know what? For reasons that are going to be kind of revealed over time, these characters have fled from Gotham to start life anew in the glorious, hilarious, and sometimes scary world that is Los Angeles. Hollywood, one might say. It's Harley Quinn and Joker in LA, and of course they're kind of facing the crazes over there. Basically a place where they can blend in without raising an eyebrow, and it's not just like on its face like, oh, okay, there's in a funny location. It's not just that, folks. I'm underselling it with that. We're taking these characters, we're taking them out of their usual element, and we're seeing how they'd operate in this completely new surrounding, new situation. Just trust me, the end of the first episode will hook you on this. So far, there are 5 episodes of this glorious series. It's not just like a comedy or a parody or something. It's not just like one of those like, oh boy, this is like going to be a parody of a reality show or something. Or just like, okay, it's going to be like show them around an apartment. So you're going to think that in the first episode, and you say, oh my god, no, this is something completely different. This is a whole. There's a narrative here. There's a promise of a really interesting story here. And again, folks, these characters, Joker and Harley Quinn, they're characterized as kind of the best of hits from Joker's 70, almost 80-year running history at this point. Almost 80-year running history of the Joker. And Harley Quinn's about 25-year plus history in itself. Just basically taking the best versions of those characters throughout the years and kind of amalgam of the best. Basically, this is like the best of version. Right now, we're talking about like Joaquin, Joaquin Phoenix Jokers and everything. I'm sure will delight, but it's not just. We don't even. in this whole kind of pre-proto Batman era. Like we have that with Gotham right now. We're gonna have the Joaquin Phoenix Joker. You want just straight Joker that you know, love, and have read for God knows how many issues or have seen on God knows how many films and television series. Look no further. This show has it right where you're looking for, and you're gonna watch. You're gonna get hooked on it. When you get to episode 5, which is the best of them so far, you're gonna be asking yourself infinitely, where's the next episode? And don't pester the guys who make the stuff because they've already told us, and I'm going to relay that information onto you. Folks, they are going to make an episode 6. It's going to be filmed next month. It'll be in the can. But we may not see it immediately because we need to get the view count on episode 5 up to 1 million. We get it up to 1 million, we'll be able to see episode 6 and the rest that they have down the pipeline. They're going to make, and it's going to be amazing. You're going to want to watch it. So don't get to the end of episode 5 after you watch it a whole bunch of times to get it to 1 million. Don't get to the end of episode 5 and wonder, where's the rest? Have faith, friends. It'll be there, but you have to invest in it. And by investing in it, I mean you have to watch it and care about it and tell your friends about it and celebrate it because it'll be great. So Harley Quinn the Joker, episode 5. Watch that, get it to 1 million, and look no further for episode 6 and more, because believe me, folks, we've seen some script pages. You go to the Just Giggle community page, you'll find some more of those script pages. It'll be astounding. It'll blow your mind. There's teased like a little snippet of a few things, and you read those little snippets like, oh my God, I got to see what happens next. Trust me, folks, they got plans. I can't tell you because that would take the fun out, but just have faith and remain true with it, folks. You're going to love it, but check it out first. Harley Quinn the Joker versus the real world. Just Giggle It.
When I grow up, I want to be Catwoman.
Okay.
Oh, man. I'm sorry. You know what, Dragon? I'm going to put a link to my Catwoman reference in the description, all right?
Okay. I'm
so
lost.
Like, Catwoman, man. Catwoman. We need a Catwoman too, Dragon. We need Sexy Cop back.
Okay.
All right. With that out of the way,
we're going to bring Poncio season 2 to a close.
Yeah. Okay, so we start with, like you said, a very heightened PSA vibe where Katie is going on about, guys who think that they can just have me.
Okay, so 2 things to break down here. One, the structure of this, again, just kind of breaking down the sketch here. I love that it's kind of a mix. To me, it's kind of a mixture of heightened and the wing chick. Remember the wing chick and how that was kind of playing the camera like a commercial?
Oh, yeah, sure.
It feels very much like that, and I really appreciated that. But again, it has like this black and white kind of quality. Again, they do play with that format a little later on in a really interesting, creative way. And I love what Katie Garland's doing here. What they're doing with Katie Garland, again, to sell the comedy of the sketch. Because again, even if someone's just coming to this one blindly, let's just say for some reasons, the old philosophy, everyone's, every video's their first, or every comic's their first, everything's their first. You're gonna, if this for some reason someone just, you know what, forget number 1, I'm gonna go to number 70. They go to number 70, and we got to sell Katie Garland to the mass public. We got to sell Garland. We got to sell Poncio. Like there's no tomorrow. And the only way to do that is we just have Katie Garland, performing again a slightly heightened version of herself, which means we celebrate kind of the adorable precociousness of Katie Garland as if she were Vera Farmiga in this, with how cutesy she's playing it up at the top of this, and it's amused me to no end. Just, hi, I'm Katie. And there are all these guys out there who think they can just have me. just selling the cutesy lisp of it all with the whole think they can just have me.
Dragon, how would you feel about Vera Farmiga playing Catwoman?
Well, I'm down for Vera Farmiga playing anything, Tiki. I mean, yes.
All right. I'm sorry, the idea just like randomly popped in my head when you mentioned her. I'm like, yeah, that would work.
I know one thing. If they did the older Batman, we'd absolutely could do Vera Farmiga as Catwoman, no problem. It'd be perfect. Like if we do kind of that Frank Miller era Batman. But even I'm down for Farmiga at any generation. She's timeless. She's the woman's an angel, darn it. She can do anything.
All right.
Anyway, Yeah, so the point is, Katie Garland, she's selling her usual brand of precociousness, but again, kind of selling it for like a first time viewer in a really in a really strategic way. So we have that. So again, like the premise of it all is okay. What guy guys want to take her home, but they don't deserve her, so to speak. We're gonna get into those reasons why. So we get into like a litany of reasons why someone would not deserve Katie Garland. What's the first one?
Reason number one. Oh, you say you're freelance. That really means you're unemployed. You don't deserve this, says
We cut
Poncio.
so we have these great cuts to Poncio, and again, Poncio basically not delivering the line the same way twice. He's shaking up each delivery, and this is the Spinal Tap approach to the comedy that Just Giggle It does so best here. We're basically we crank it up to 11 and rip the knob off each time. So again, we start with Poncio like just saying the line very straightforward. You don't deserve this. Like a wild Poncio appears. You don't deserve this. Just kind of as the spokesperson of Katie Garland's, almost like in a way. If Poncio, because the way Poncio later on will pop up in her frame. Actually, I think he's doing now even because he kind of pops up in the frame here, and then the rest of it just kind of gets more and more creative and sporadic how we include Poncio. It's kind of like it kind of reminded me of kind of a Key and Peele effect where you had like the Obama anger interpreter in the frame, just like someone really saying the main message of it all while the other person's kind of queuing it up. It's kind of like one of those things. I love that sort of thing when Key and Peele does.
All right,
Poncio is selling the product that is Katie Garland as the very overprotective spokesman, which is of course Poncio.
So he has no breakfast the morning after.
I love that. This is great. Again, I love how we keep queuing up the direction here. So, again, it basically keeps getting better throughout, folks. Just again, keeps cranking up in terms of quality and sanity in the best of ways here, where she closes the fridge door, and then we reveal Poncio hiding behind the fridge door. It's a great ending. It's just great. Like we reveal him just standing behind there, and it's you don't deserve this.
Almost kind of like a self-worth bodyguard.
That's what I'm. Yes, exactly. Precisely. Yes. Okay, so then we have. Okay, you tell him.
Let's see. Oh, you're 30s, and you still have a roommate.
You don't deserve this.
Mini Poncio.
Yes, and again, this is Poncio making one line funny a different way each time. We're shaking up. Like, how many different ways can we repackage Poncio saying the same thing?
Dragon, it's basically the I Am Groot of Just Giggle It.
You did? Oh my, yes! How did I not see that? Yes! God, yes, you're right. Yep. Okay, so we have you missed your exit because you didn't turn into the right lane quick enough. Then that's when we get Tiny Poncio. That's when we get Tiny Poncio. Basically, as like kind of baby version of Poncio. It's kind of like tiny baby Poncio. You don't deserve this.
Oh. You didn't deserve this.
You didn't vote. Then we have Poncio with his hands on his hips. You don't deserve this. Now Poncio's getting more and more clever here, and I think after this part's when we really get into kind of Poncio really feeling the room and just kind of we get that sense of Poncio's comedy.
Like the gag's been established, and Poncio's like, all right, they're liking it. I'm gonna run with it.
Yes. All right. So let's see. So, okay. So you invite me to coffee, and yet you don't pay for the coffee. And this one's one of my favorites, by the way. So we have this
double sunglasses.
We have the CSI Miami cut the Poncio.
Yeah.
Poncio not just taking off his sunglasses like Caruso here. It's not just that. It's with 2 pairs of sunglasses.
Take that, Caruso.
You don't deserve this. And again, he's like, I love the emphasis on like he has like I love how he shakes up the delivery of it too. It's not just like kind of broadly. It's just like he does a little bit more serious, a little bit more stoked. You don't deserve this.
All right, and Dragon, one of my personal favorites. You don't know the words to Smelly Cat.
And again, Katie Garland loves Friends in real life, hence the heightened of it all right there. And we have to. You don't deserve this.
You're not going to get my Friends references.
And then we again, she's on a couch right now, looking all cutesy on this, sitting on this couch, and we pan over and we reveal Poncio holding the couch. And the minute I saw this, like, I know exactly what he's gonna do, and I love it because I'm like, I know that position. I know that position from Friends. Him holding the couch as if he were moving it, and again saying it very Schwimmer-esque. Pivot! You don't deserve this. You're a fan of Nickelback. Basically, I wonder how much of I do wonder this. I'm just going to assume a lot of this is stemming from Katie Garland. I wonder if she does have a thing against Nickelback. I wonder. I wonder if she does have like a legitimate pet peeve with a large majority of the things she's bringing up here. That's what I really wonder. So, fan of Nickelback, and of course Poncio. This cracks me. So Poncio, he answers this antique-looking phone. He's just getting into a conversation. Hello?
Oh yeah, this is great. Hold on 1 sec. You don't deserve this.
Very polite.
You know what it reminds me of, Dragon? I feel like this is where the sketch kind of gets into Emperor's New Groove territory.
We do progressively get more and more fourth wall breaking with it, because initially it feels like an ad, like a PSA, and then it turns into a directly. No, we're talking to the audience beyond the screen on this one, buddy boy. That's what it feels like.
Mm-hmm.
But he's talking to those guys out there, and he's just the overprotective. It's that protective salesman quality about it. All right, so then we have you wear flip-flops at night. Again, she gets really offended by. Out of all of them, I think she gets most offended by this one. Like, you wear flip-flops at night, and we have Poncio playing. And this is now basically all the stuff from the phone onward. I feel is when we're getting to the Poncio comedy. So, like Poncio, and now as you said, Tiggy, he's felt the room. He's got the status quo established of the joke, and now he's just kind of running wild. Like, how much can I push this? What's funny to me? Where, okay, you're just kind of having this really polite phone call. You got some comedy there. And of course, here it's like, okay, so Poncio plays the piano very well. I assume he can actually play the piano. He's playing the piano. This little song called You Don't Deserve This. And then Kate, now again, as much as we're talking about Poncio here, and don't get me wrong, that's all warranted. We got to talk about Katie Garland here because she's also kind of selling these lines, and I feel this feels like her taking Joshua Thomas's direction on these readings here. I'm not saying like she's not just parroting it, but it feels so much like Joshua Thomas on the live streams, the way he would emphasize certain gags or kind of certain jokes, and this feels very Joshua Thomas-esque in the direction. I love it. Whereas you got a bumpy tongue, and this is the Joshua Thomas part right here. It says, I'm talking the bumpiest tongue. Yeah, that's feeling like it. So then we have Poncio with the fourth wall gag here, where he's in profile and does this over the shoulder thing. And I love the choice. Again, these are the Poncio choices here of comedy here, where he's just he chooses like to do this raspy thing. He's not the obvious way to do this gag is like just kind of whispering really over. But what he's doing is he's doing like almost like a Beetlejuice-esque kind of raspy voice. And kind of calling somebody over here. He's over his shoulder and he's making a little hand motion. Like,
hey, come here. I got a little tip for you. I got a little secret. Come closer. Come on.
You don't deserve this. All right, let's see. So, okay, here we go. Here's a big one. So,
you brought me to a trailer starring you brought me to a movie starring Dwayne the Rock Johnson, only to see a trailer starring Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Beforehand. Oh my God! You don't deserve it!
Oh my God!
I do wonder if he's imitating Plinko on some level there.
It broke new ground!
It broke new ground! Oh God. Alright, so then again, this feels very Joshua Thomas in the direction. You read that, or just Katie Gordon's really tapped into, okay, this is gonna make the director laugh. I don't know, something here. She says, you're thinking like throwing a hot dog down a hallway, just the way she delivers it. I can't do it any justice. And then Poncio with this again. This to me feels like just Poncio going wild here. It feels like kind of the non sequitur. Poncio's kind of
the globe is definitely the best bit in the whole sketch, I think.
So Poncio is just kind of the king of the non sequitur in this. That's really what it feels like. All these great cutaway gags where he's just spinning a globe. But again, here's where this. Okay, so again, spinning the globe is just one thing, but this is the Poncio charm that we're talking about here, folks. Where you spin the globe and then he kind of talks to the camera here when he says, Hold on. I'm looking for, again, getting all kind of nice and kind of civil with it. Oh, hold on. I'm looking for my next vacation. Like, you don't deserve this. Just kind of lulling you into that false sense of security.
I'm just looking for my next vacation spot. It's
He's
around
like
here
the
somewhere. Just give me a second.
he's like the anglerfish of just Giggle It. He's just luring
Oh
you in with a
god.
little bioluminescent kind of Poncio, like the little Poncio charm there. It comes in for the kill of the joke.
Also, Dragon, I've got another comparison now. Like, yeah, this is the type of humor that should be on SNL, but think about it. If Modern Family Guy had these kind of cutaways, like cutaways of this quality and this kind of like, like just the sheer outlandish non sequitur of it all. I mean, forget all the nonsense. Let's just say they did a Family Guy reboot. Let's just say they pressed the restart button on Family Guy and they just started with a new writing staff and everything, and they included this type of humor in it.
Dicky, it would be a positive first step, but trust me, there's no resuscitating that show at this point.
Right. Yeah, I regret to even bring it up because you're right.
I'm saying that'd be like be like Pet Cemetery of Family Guy right there. Even with
Oh
even with like the
God. Oh
comedy Big
God.
Guns of Poncio, like nothing could revive that show. I'm talking like bringing Jason back from the dead. Not even that will work. You can't just lightning bolt him back to life. You can't lightning bolt that show back to life.
All right,
Anyway,
we take it.
let's see. Getting back to the right to Poncio with the globe here.
But
Says
nothing can kill Catwoman.
anyway. So then we have you gotta live in. We have this weird, just kind of. I guess Katie Garland, either the fictional version of Katie Garland or Katie Garland herself, has a thing against Geppetto. She's like, yeah, I live in a room full of puppets and a son named Pinocchio. Not for you. Not for you. It's kind of Poncio like trying. Imagine this, Tiki. I'm gonna give you like an insane what if here. Okay, you ready for this?
Mhm.
Poncio auditioning for Mike Ehrmantraut for Better Call Saul season 4. Jonathan Banks is double here with the whole like says it's a good plan, not for you, not for
Not for
me.
me.
It should be for you. Just then Pontius comes in here
Right,
with like a
right.
bald cap on or something, just kind of coming with a crossword puzzle and everything. Just sitting down at the other side of the booth reading its own Kirk. He's just saying, "Not for you, not for you." He's like, "Okay, that's yeah." Just Vince Gilligan eating this Vince Gilligan eating this sandwich. You know what? That's not bad. We'll keep you in mind going forward. We'll keep you in mind. Season 5.
Oh my god. Okay, you see, that would be a nice, silly Family Guy cutaway gag. You know what I think they should do? They should just bring back Cavalcade of Comedy instead.
Still, the guy. Well, it's not. Oh boy, yeah. It feels like again, if we were gonna do Cavalcade from like if we do Cavalcade from scratch, I'll give you that. If you're gonna do anything, I guess Cavalcade would be the better example. Sure. Yeah, let's just give Just Giggle the budget to animate their sketches. Let's just let's
That's
just
what I'm
do.
saying, man. It's like, I don't know, like this type of humor, that's why we do the grab bag drag, and that's why we spotlight it, is because it's just like, it's so funny, and I feel like it's so much fresher than a lot of stuff that's on the mainstream, comedy shows that are on TV these days.
Very true. Very true. Okay, then we have the biggie here. So then we have the big kind of the crescendo of comedy from JGI here with the big guns being Zac Efron. Zac Efron. And then we have just Poncio coming again. Poncio's pulled the anglerfish for all this time. You think it's like, oh god, I can't take it. I'm gonna die from laughing. Oh god, it's like an anglerfish with poison with Joker venom. It's like the Joker. It's like the Joker fish version of an anglerfish. Oh god, I can't take it anymore. And then of course here we come with Ponce. You're just like playing it against what you think it was going to be, like just having a rant against Zac Efron. Of course we've set it up with all those other, and then here we have here with hey Zac Efron, Alex here. Just wanted to say you do deserve this. Come and get it, buddy. Just love the come and get it, buddy. Come and get it, buddy. It's like yes, she's so Farmiga-esque and unattainable, but you know what, Zac Efron, for me, for me and Orson Welles, you deserve this. Or for your brief appearance in in Disaster Artist, you deserve this. For yes. There's just for mini tangent here. Me and
Comes in for
Orson
the
Welles.
kill as well. Katie Garland's just like, no, this isn't a bit, Zach.
Oh, I'm sorry, real quick, mini tangent here. I just want to say, like, Me and Orson Welles is a really underrated movie that Zac Efron is really good in, by the way. It's a really great movie. I highly recommend. Richard Linklater did that one.
I'm pretty sure I've seen that.
Yeah, Christian McKay, he plays Orson Welles. He does a phenomenal job playing young Orson Welles. It's the theater days. It's when he was on stage, this before Citizen Kane. It's really good stuff. And Zac Efron plays the kind of the protege that Orson Welles took under his wing, and you get to see kind of him reacting to kind of Orson Welles and his famed shenanigans. Let's say. All right.
All right.
Anyway, I'm sorry, but yes, okay. So Katie Garland here. She's again. This feels very kind of again heightened-esque in that it's based on Katie Garland's true love of Zac Efron. I didn't know she was a huge Zac Efron fan. Never would have guessed that. So, we're saying, no, this isn't a bit. I'm sorry, I get distracted because the color. I love how the color enters the fray here. The color enters the fray and showing that no, this isn't the bit. It's not again visually. We're showing this is not like the rest of the bit. As in this is like kind of again we're visually playing with breaking the fourth wall in a really great way, and I love that. We're bringing color into it, saying no, forget everything you've seen before us here. Now we're speaking true and just to the viewer here outside of the sketch itself, which is kind of trippy and meta, and I love it. This isn't a bit. I will have multiple babies for you. Just email me with the subject line "multiple babies," and of course we have an email on top of the screen here that says Zadie, which is their shipping name. Zadie is Zadie dash is dash what dash they'll dash call dash us dash at gmail.com. That's right, folks. Zadie is what they'll call us at gmail.com. If you want to forward the little love affair that is Katie Garland and Zac Efron, if you want to see those two kids get together, have a happily ever after, and have little Zadie babies.
Dragon, I want that almost as much as I want. Wait for it. Wait for it.
Huh?
A Catwoman 2.
You're really on a Catwoman fix today, aren't you, buddy? All right. So, following that, we have the. All right. So we have the thank you for your time, everyone, and that wraps up. And then we have kind of the we have Poncio in black and white here, where again I love this Tiki. I love it as hilarious as Poncio has been throughout the whole thing. Hilarious as he's been, we do get a twinge of a kind of that like a vague. Again, we get kind of the. Alexander Poncio.
Alexander Poncio.
Alexander Poncio. We're Poncio here. We get like a twinge of again Poncio conveying something, which is kind of the sad look of like I do. Again, it's kind of just, you could either see it as just him playing sad clown, or you could see him playing like a deeper. It's like a deeper, subtler version of sad clown Poncio here, which is kind of he just kind of looks to the side here and he just says, "I don't deserve this." Again, it's kind of you're actually rubbing the Groot effect. You know, the whole I am Groot, I'm Groot. This is kind of the we are Groot, only kind of reversed here. It's like this whole like the we are Groot, like the emotional heft is conveyed in this moment here of just I don't deserve this, implying that maybe again he's still in black and white, she was in color, implying that throughout the thing she kind of was uplifted by the whole Zac Efron thing, just kind of out of her funk, like these are all the men who don't deserve me, but this one man does. I deserve love. And on the flip side of it, it's Poncio saying, I've outlived my youth. It's kind of conveying in a way. I'm definitely reaching here, so just bear that in mind. I'm saying like Poncio, you could see in the meta-contextual narrative of it all here that Poncio has reached the point. I've outlived my usefulness. I've sold her off. I've seen her kind of grow up. I mean, now that the word's out, now Zac Efron's he's gonna swoop in on her, and I've outlived my usefulness. So I don't deserve this. I don't deserve to just be a spokesperson for the rest of my life. I don't deserve to be used up like this. It's kind of like this prolific discovery. Again, he's seeming quite sad at the end of it, though. So it's kind of like you wonder how much of that's sinking in that moment.
That's deep, Dragon. That's deep. I mean, I didn't really that much into it, but yeah, you're right. It's what I do like about it is that I feel like it's kind of an open-ended ending where it's sort of like like the last line of No Country for Old Men is, and then I woke up. And you can just interpret that so many ways. Like There Will Be Blood, the last line is, I'm finished. But is he finished, like, as in he just finished, I'm sorry, I don't want to spoil the ending, but there
No,
will
I
be
got you. I got the point, though. Right. So, of course, then we have like kind of again text on the screen saying, which I believe is kind of the cell line of like in the description for the video too, which says share this with someone who doesn't deserve this. Then of course another one pops up, or Zac Efron, and we have a
It's
little.
like the ending of Catwoman, Dragon. The ending of Catwoman where she breaks up with sexy Benjamin Bratt cop. Does she do that because she just wants to screw more guys, or does she do that because she wants to embrace being a superhero?
You freaking Benjamin Bratt's in that movie.
Yes, yes, Benjamin Bratt is sexy cop.
Yeah, or you know. All right. So then we have the subscriber tag, which I gotta tell you, I think is probably the best subscriber tag they've done in a while. And this one is great here. We have Poncio very professionally asking, basically, asking people to subscribe and check out everything, et cetera, et cetera. Then he cracks up, saying, "Oh, that was so professional," and then they do one more take of the of the Dwayne the Rock Johnson here, where it's Poncio in the same frame as Katie Garland here, and she's saying, "You take me to a Dwayne the Rock Johnson movie," and he stops, just like, "Excuse me, shut your mouth. You don't deserve this." Oh boy, it's funny.
All right, so final thoughts, Dragon. There's definitely some more Poncio to cover in the future, but going forward, we're going to be covering December with a few winter and Christmas themed episodes of Just Giggle It, so stay tuned for that. And as far as my thoughts on this, and I apologize for all the Catwoman stuff, Dragon. I was kind of trying to do like basically with the Catwoman stuff. I was kind of trying to emulate Poncio here. I was like, how many times can I bring up Catwoman and make it funny? But I failed.
Yes. I
I'm
think the
sorry.
main lesson is that folks would never try to be Poncio, okay? Because if we've learned anything about Poncio is that, we is that we should always, again, Thanksgiving is past. We should always be thankful for Poncio and Just Giggle. And the guy's kind of the X factor of the channel. We need the X factor of Just Giggle. He's kind of in the DNA of it all. There, we need that Poncio boy. We do.
And Dragon, that was the point of my Catwoman rant this whole time.
Yes.
I'm not even joking. I'm not even joking, Dragon. I had this plan the whole time. I was going to repeat the joke. I was going to show you how bad the joke could be if other people did it. And if they didn't have the skills and the talent and the improv knowledge and know-how that Poncio does. And then I was going to tie it back into the final thoughts and really weave a tapestry here of how Catwoman illustrates that Alex Poncio is one of the best sketch comedy performers of our current generation, Dragon.
Well, then I guess you succeeded.
That's my final thoughts.
All right, so for me, this video it's a testament to Poncio and a group that smartly knows how to use its players, knows how to use its stars. Katie, not just with Poncio, Katie Garland, she provided the outline, the framework, very well. Again, she's putting it all into play. Without her, again, we have no genesis for all this. And then we have for this sketch, and Poncio's selling it. Again, it's Poncio's the consummate salesman of comedy. It's kind of Death of a Salesman but with Poncio. It's wonderful. It's like a one man show version of Death of a Salesman. He's Biff Loman. So it's really. I think it's really not as funny without that delivery. This thing, again, as Stiggy's demonstrated with the Catwoman example, again, you say something over and over again, won't necessarily be funny unless you believe it.
That's exactly my point, Dragon. That's it. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. My point is well illustrated.
Again, so this is so structurally, it's the Just Giggle It standard at its finest. Again, with basically it's straightforward. It builds to 11. When, of course, the 11 when the novel gets ripped off, it's the Zac Efron payoff, and again, kind of Poncio ending on a very kind of memorable, kind of like an ambiguous note. The whole "I don't deserve this," and at the end, it's. I think just to read into just that last line Poncio left us with is that that with Poncio is that we don't deserve Poncio, but we need him. We need him. Just Giggle needs him. We all need a little Poncio to kind of get through the day. The day is long and hard. We need Poncio. We don't deserve a performer of this caliber. We're lucky enough to have. Let's sing his praises forward and backward. Poncio, oh snapper, we gotta love that Poncio.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Second that notion. All right, folks. Well, thanks for watching. Dragon, you want to round us out?
Yes, I do. Well, folks, that does it for Palooza. We may come back in the future with more Poncio, but you'll have to stay tuned to find out on that one. Never say never, but how can we not talk about Poncio any further? But anyway, that does it for now. That does it for now until our next reach into the Just Giggle It grab bag.
When I grow up, I want to be Catwoman.